Today I'll be creating 4 Patriotic DIYs for all under $5 each. First up, I'll be creating this 1776 pocket pillow. Now I've already printed my design directly onto this fabric using my home inkjet printer. So if you haven't seen that video, check out the video I listed above as well as in the description down below. So I'm taking my 1776 piece and laying it directly on top of the front half of my ticking fabric. I'm going to sew around the 2 sides and the bottom. I'm strictly leaving the top edge open, and this creates a deep pocket right on the front of the pillow. So once that pocket is secured, so I'm taking my second piece of ticking fabric and placing it right sides together. You want the pretty stripes and your 1776 print facing each other on the inside. So we're going to sew all around the edges, but remember we're going to leave a 2 to 3 inch gap opening so we could turn the right side out. So you could see here where I'm reaching in to pull the right side out. And you could also, once you get that right side out, you could also take a little stick and get those corners pushed out very well. So my pillow, when it's finished, is measuring 12 inches in length and 10 inches in height, leaving about a 1/4 inch for seam allowance. So that's how big that pillow is going to be. And then the 1776 sign is measuring 10 inches in length and 8 inches in height. So just to give you an idea of the size of that pillow. So when it comes to stuffing your pillow, you don't have to go out and buy any polyfill from your craft stores. You could use stuffing from stuffed animals that you're not using anymore, old pillows. And so that's what I did. I just upcycle. And so you keep your projects under this $5. So my ticking fabric is very stiff, so I'm going to stuff it really well. So quick tip when you're using ticking fabric, so it's like a built-in ruler. So when I did my 1776 pocket, I made sure like I followed the lines to make sure it's nice and straight. And then when you're sewing them together, try to line up those lines as close as possible so they'll be cohesive. So I use hot glue to close the opening of my pillow, but if I was to do this again, I would definitely use fabric glue or quick straight stitch instead. So because the hot glue leave the edge looking a little flat and stiff, and sometimes it could seep through the fabric, which it did for me. So for that softer finish, I would definitely prefer a straight stitch. So I'm using these sewing clips to help me keep those ticking stripes perfectly lined up so the pattern doesn't shift on me. So, and that also keeps the fabric flat in place while the glue sets. And this is how it turned out. Okay, so next I picked up these 4-pack of mini flags at Hobby Lobby last year after season at a discounted price. So original price was $2.99 for 4 in a pack. So for this next project, we're going to create mini flag bowl fillers. These are perfect for little tuck-ins for your tear trays or dough bowls, and they are incredibly budget friendly. So initially I just took the flag off of the stick, and then I'm going to coffee dye stain that. Then I'm going to rip out the seam that they have there that kept it on the stick. That's going to do 2 things. They could give you a seam allowance to make your pillow a little bigger, or in this case, I'm just going to cut it off so I could use that Made in USA sign to the end of this project. So for the back of my pillow, I'm using some scrap fabric that I coffee dyed. And so this way I could get 4 bowl fillers out of the 1 packet. But if you want your flag designs on both sides, you could definitely use 2 flags, one for the front and one for the back. It's totally up to you on how you want your bowl fillers to look. Okay, just like we did on our previous project, we're going to stitch these right sides together. Make sure we leave about 1 inch opening so we could flip the right side out. Since this project is much smaller, 1 inch gap is plenty. So also, since it's so small, you want to make sure you get a little stick and get those corners out. You want to make sure your corners are nice and pointed out and is not indented in. Next, what you're going to do is take your cotton or your polyfill and stuff that pillow. Quick tip, if you use scrap fabric for the back of your flag like I did, you could also print on that fabric, or you could rack out those stamp set and stamp an image on that back fabric so it's not plain, and so you could jazz that up a little bit more. So here, just like the previous project, I'm lining up those stripes so they're nice and straight, and I'm using those little sewing clips to keep them in place. And again, I'm using the hot glue here. and I think it would have been a better look. And this fabric is much thinner, and the glue definitely seeped through here. So I think a stitch would look so much better. So by shopping after seasons, it keeps your projects way under $5. So here I'm coming back in with the little sign that I cut off, and just cutting off USA, and see if I could make it as a decorative little sign here to the bottom of this pillow. So this next project, I'm using an MDF wooden house shape. I got this off season at Dollar Tree for 50 cents. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape off the edges because I'm going to go ahead and paint this up. I'm going to take some Mod Podge and just paint over that sign so the paint could adhere to it. I'm just going to use an antique white acrylic paint, and I'm going to use several coats of this to get that sign not to see through. And I'm going to be using about 4 coats. Then I'm going to take a pencil and a ruler, and I'm going to draw a straight line to the top where I want to start my tape off. So I'm going to block off this area, section it off so I could create some stripes. So I'm just going to take a little piece to the bottom so I could keep my stripes even. I'm going to take that small little piece and just carry it all the way through so I don't waste tape. So I'm going to go ahead and section those stripes off. And I also got some stickers from the Dollar Tree that was some stars. I'm just going to apply one of those stickers to the very top of the house so I could have the white just seen through there. So I'm going to next take some Bond Red acrylic paint, and I'm going to go ahead and paint up that whole thing. So the imaging that came on this house has a slippery finish. So instead of taking times to peel it off, I just went ahead and add Mod Podge first, and it acts as a bridge or a primer to give that antique white paint something to grab onto. Also, if you decided to peel it off, keep in mind this is made out of MDF. So MDF is a medium density fiber board. It's not actual wood. So if you decide to peel off that initial layer that the house came with, keep in mind MDF is very thirsty. So you want to use something like Mod Podge of a layer that makes that seal so the paint can sit on top instead of soak right through. I think Barn Red and Antique White keeps within the theme that I have going with my other project. And next what we're going to do is just peel off that tape. Look at that. Even though we painted right over the original plastic image, the Mod Podge held everything perfectly. You can see the contrast between that rustic Bond Red and antique white starting to take shape. It's already looking so much Americana and so much less Dollar Tree. So next we're going to give it that primitive character by taking some sandpaper and roughing it up and letting those colors bleed. Now that the house is all scuffed up and the color is bleeding through, we're going to add a little texture. So I have some homespun fabric that I'm going to create a bow with. And I also have some raffia that I'm going to also create a messy bow, and I'm going to add those two together. Next, I'm going to use my clickable stamps from Michaels to stamp the word Liberty onto a scrap of fabric. I like the clickable stamp sets because you could create any word you would like. If you don't have this, you could also use a marker to create your word. So then I'm just going to distress that little label with my Vintage Photo Distress ink. For the final touch, I'm going to tuck the Liberty tag right underneath the messy bow. I'm going to use a rustic garment pin to pull everything together with an antique bell. And just like that, our 50-cent Dollar General house is completely transformed and ready for that patriotic display. So if you guys are liking what you're seeing here so far, go ahead and smash that like button down below. It would be greatly appreciated. So with my next project, I started out with a simple can of corn, and the biggest tip for upcycling can is to use a side cut safety opener. It leaves a perfectly smooth edge so we don't have to worry about any sharp bits while we work. Once that's clean and dry, we're ready to customize it. So next I racked out my Cricut Joy to create a stencil. So the word I created was utensils. So I'm going to go ahead and stencil that word onto a piece of fabric. It's the same fabric that I've been using throughout this video. And I'm using a stencil brush, and I found an amazing pack on Amazon. I'll list that down in the description box below if you're interested. These stencil brushes are awesome, and they're really small and does detail without ink bleeding. So I'm just using a dark brown ink to get that word transferred over. To tie in with our patriotic theme, I took some star stencil also from Amazon and added a single star at the beginning and the end of the word. It just frames it beautifully and keeps the Americana vibe going. So I had to create a second stencil because the first stencil, the spacing was a bit too wide. And that's the beauty of having two sides when crafting. So to attach the fabric to the can, I'm using spray tacky glue. Always spray inside of a cardboard box to catch that overspray. So after spraying, I waited a few minutes for it to get nice and tacky. Then I press it firmly onto the center of the can. It gives a much smoother finish than if you use like something like hot glue. Then to finish it off, I wrapped some jute twine around the can a few times, tied a simple bow, and I use a tiny sticky glue dot right behind the knot of the bow to make sure it stays into place. And there you have it, a custom utensil holder made from a literal piece of trash, and it's functional. So you could add your patriotic plates, silverware, your cups, and you could make this a great little vignette for Memorial Day or 4th of July for that barbecue cookout. So I hope this video brought you guys creative value so you could look down those clearance aisles differently. So if you like what you saw here today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload my latest videos. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you guys on that next video.